Hello everyone, we're just gonna start a more official ceremony pretty soon, and thanks for joining in if you're here with us. Everyone's just meeting and greeting and having a really beautiful time, honoring all of our connections with each other, and especially, of course, our dear brother Bruce. So I hope you enjoy and appreciate the experience, and I know everyone here is, so thanks for being with us, and we'll get started relatively soon with some more music and stories and deep breaths. And I have some audio recordings of Bruce singing and telling some stories too that I'm going to play. So, and thank you to Arthur so much for helping us do this Facebook Live.
Want to say hi to people online? Okay. What's that?
You're online there?
Yep.
Hello everyone. We're at the celebration of Bruce Stephenson's life. A wonderful man who's passionate and friendly and very deep thinker, I would say. So we miss him. Thank you.
Hey, angels. How are you? Oh, I see. Anything you want, you know, start singing some songs if you want.
Exactly.
Hey, hi. Hello. Enjoy yourself. You too.
Success. And then I think we'll do a few songs.
gone. No trace of them. No trace of them that I know. But I'm a very simple man, so I don't know. There you go. But 3 hours before system meditation, I just had to check my what's nuts into on the 26th.
I walked right into your cabin. Oh my God. Hello.
Thank you for the messages, folks.
You got a landline? Oh yeah. I use my basic
talking
thing.
about doing away with well, if you don't have a laptop,
They're up in the boonies.
they're going to take away. They're not going to have that laptop.
Pascal says they want to be labeled. They want to be labeled. The system is getting
Also keep an eye on Brian.
put it in the 70s. Some of it. All the lines, the copper line.
How do you spell it? A-R-T.
Oh yeah, but the other one, but which one goes with the statue? This is the one that comes to work and study on, although we don't know the other one also and what the statue is. But this one is to do that one
Hello everyone, we're gonna start a little bit of a ceremony in about 5 minutes, just so you know. So yeah, maybe take a few more minutes and finish your conversations. Well, you know what he's thinking. What guy? All right.
Jonas with a ball. But every time he wants to take the ball,
That's happening now. The advanced computer technology.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. We got a live stream happening on Facebook where Bruce would hang out and post his poems. And it's actually, he's got a huge collection of poems still there. And he always wanted that to be available for anyone to do anything they'd like with, as long as they didn't stop anyone else from doing anything they'd like musically. So welcome to, we have Bruce lived across Canada for his whole life, so he's got lots of friends in every province. I think a good number of them are joining now. I know certainly his brother Derek in Toronto joined us here on Facebook. And thanks so much to Arthur for doing this for us, because I absolutely wouldn't have been able to do that on my own. I got a song here, one of 1,000 or more that Bruce wrote. I was going to come up here with a book like this big and say, okay, it'll just take a few days to finish, but you don't mind if I get, but I just tried to choose a few to maybe open up a ceremony here of remembering Bruce and remembering in general. That was sort of one of our favorite words, inspired by the Sufi tradition, which was the Middle Eastern mystics, second most translated literature in the world next to the Bible, the poetry of Rumi. Rumi's sort of probably is the most famous Sufi, but they have a word, it's called zikr. It's a gathering, it's the way they pray together. And it means to remember, a remembrance. So to get together and remember, and of course we're remembering the profundity, the essence of our connection, and the profundity of our individual uniqueness. And they would do that through silence, and through song, and dance, and poetry. And for a good while, they weren't allowed to do that, so they gathered in secret in shops after they closed. I imagine Bruce would have been up for that if it wasn't allowed. Actually, I can attest to how that's true in some ways. But anyways, who says what's allowed and what's not, right? But a few people have been asking me, and it's worth mentioning that Bruce's body is here. He was very clear in his request to not be disturbed by intervention especially after death, according to Tibetan Buddhist traditions that we were both very grateful students and practitioners of, and that the idea is not to disturb the body for at least 3 to 5 days as the spirit is sorting out how it wants to separate. So yeah, Bruce's body's there, his head's facing this way, his feet are there, and I put a little drum in there that when I first moved back here to begin my 11-year journey of living with Bruce, he had this little drum from many previous drumming engagements. I knew because it had a little burn mark on it from a fire. He let me use that one, and I put it in there with him, along with a lot of pictures similar to what's on top. And there's some sand from the Compassion Mandala project that we were involved with Compassion 306. Losang Samten made a Compassion Mandala at the Saskatoon Farmers Market in 2014, and I held on to those grains of sand. They said it was an option. You could just let them go, because that's a big part of that practice, is to let go of the beauty. This beautiful image is made of sand and swept up into a vase and then poured into a river. And so we were told we could take some if we want. And there was a number of times I looked at it and I thought, what am I doing keeping this? The whole thing is to let it go. But I thought that was the perfect moment to let it go. And there's so many things I feel like I could say, but that's probably good for now. Maybe. But I did want to share a song, and then I have a recording, some recordings of Bruce just saying a little bit and singing a little bit, and we're gonna play one of those after I do my song, and my version of one of Bruce's versions of an old song. And we're in a tradition, right? And it's a continuation. Yeah, and I just feel so grateful for so many ways that my dear brother and friend introduced me more profoundly to something that seems to be beyond the sense of when it started and when it ends. I have the opportunity to live my own version of that much more profoundly and beautifully because of my relationship with Bruce. He got me singing, just like Leonard Cohen said on his Popular Albums album. You got me singing. Even though the river's dry, you got me singing. It's a good song, and check it out. But he got me singing. I was writing a lot, and I was playing music my whole life, but I wasn't singing. And I went to Seeker's Books in Toronto, and Bruce was working at a new and used bookstore, where they had all the, it's in the university section of Toronto, and they have all the classic used books, and everything new they had was pretty much one of the best rare bookstores in Toronto. Everything they brought in new, they had the rarest versions of every kind of alternative history and mystic poetry, and just a really, really awesome place. And it was sort of a meeting place for a lot of people to just go and chit chat about intellectual this or that. And so I went in there to get a book, and I asked Bruce what he thought about it when I saw him at the cash register, because I thought, this guy looks like a pretty interesting guy. He's going to have something cool to say, and he did. So he said, you know, Dante did a classic story poem called The Divine Comedy, and there's three parts to that story. There's the hell part, and there's the purgatory part, and there's the heaven part. He said, in this book you're getting sort of like really good, but it's pretty much only the hell part. And then he gave me this pamphlet of about more the history of hell, basically. And like the way that war profiteers were, you know, selling dysfunctional guns to both sides of the war, and more people died in the First World War from misfiring guns than actually being killed by others and stuff like this. And it's true, and it's not easy to digest, but it's probably pretty important to digest. And anyway, I was getting a book called The Fall from Albert Camus, because I had read his other book called The Stranger. I was hanging out at this molecular biology laboratory where I was working in Toronto at the time, and I'm on the job also working at a movie store because I was thinking of writing movies, and so I actually still haven't read that book because Bruce and I just got in all this other cool stuff, and I figured I think I'm interested in a lot of other stuff now. I still haven't, but it's just on my bookshelf, so it makes me look a little smarter, I guess. Anyway, one of our favorite band names is the Divine Comedians, and I'm going to play this song. Maybe some of the Divine Comedians want to jump up here with me. You can, or up to you. We didn't practice this at all, but I think we can pull it off. I don't know how much you're going to be able to hear through here, but how's that? Perfect. Alright. So this is a song that Bruce named Lonesome Dreamer. And he often wrote new words to old folk tunes, and I think Woody Guthrie may have done the same thing. But he credits Woody Guthrie's version of a time-honored tune called Lonesome Valley as inspiring his version of that, which goes like this. It's not a short song, by the way. This is what I know. We got to walk that lonesome valley through the dream time of the night. No one but me can walk it for us or help us wake to the morning light. So when we reach
just like true Bible scholars do. We see our souls are on a journey in which our love will guide us through. We got to walk that lonesome valley through the dream time of the night. No one here can walk it for us or help us wake to the morning light. There is no evil adversary except for the shadows of our mind. There is no valley of the shadow except the darkness of the blind. We got to walk that lonesome valley through the dream time of the night. No one we meet can walk it for us or help us wake to the morning light. We've got to dare to be like Daniel and care to wake up in our dream. There's no one here that's gonna do it for us and be the rainbow's golden beam. We're on a road that's made of glory with no beginning and no end. We are the prophets in our own story. We are the pilgrim, heart's best friend. Daily Mold. So let us walk through forest valleys in the fullness of the earth, like fearless dreamers from an anthill where we slept before rebirth. Although dark soldiers of dark warlords still face rendition in lion's dens with kung fu grace replacing swords. We all can wield prophetic pens. The Colosseum, gladiators, dragons in the halls of mirrors, the mystery school, alligators, all dwell on thresholds of our fears.
I always say often after a good song like that, I say, "Thank you, Bruce," and he goes, "Thank you, Creator," right away as quick as he could. You know, like, give credit to where credit's due. So David's gonna play an audio file now, and we're gonna hear Bruce's voice recorded.
Yeah, everyone. So this is sit by a campfire in the boreal forest and sharing a song, kind of like new words to a song I really love by John Denver called Rhymes and Reasons. He tells us he wrote the whole thing just completely downloaded while he was having a shower. And winter's coming, and Ebola, and we have all significant parts of California are about to lose their water supply. We have all these challenges that we see in our personal life and around us in the world. And then fire and good friends and song, and it's just the way that we center ourselves, ground ourselves, and remind each other that whatever's coming our way in God's good world, we're getting ready for it. So that's kind of that approach is really in John's song, and really, like, good songs come from the Creator. And our personality color and shape. What really a good melody and good poetry comes from beyond a person, and it comes from a place that has many new facets to reveal, many new verses. So this is in honor of John. This is in honor of all my friends. This is in honor of all of us. And I'm allowing Spirit to reassure me and everyone that whatever's coming our way this winter, we will be able to handle it together. So here we go. So I call it my version of John's beautiful, beautiful song called Rhymes and Reasons. Seasoned rhymes of timeless grace. So, wind chimes were rhymes or enable our voice to try out new ideas. And singing words enables us to feel these ideas and get into the feeling, and then that Spirit comes through the heart and really reassure us that keep walking in balance, both feet on the ground, and things are going to be okay. As we dare to speak of sadness at the coming of the winter, fears we have within us, for the safety of each friend, dreams that have escaped us, and hopes that we've forgotten, and the ones who need that plague us that never seem to end. We may wonder where we're going, where's the reason in our rhyming, and how can we accept it is here we must begin to seek the wisdom known as children, who have graceful ways like flowers in the wind. For like children and like flowers, we are sisters, we are brothers, whose laughter and whose loveliness can clear a cloudy day, with the music of the meadows and the colors of the rainbow, and the promise that our future is our blessing here today. Though great cities may all crumble, and tall towers break asunder, and sunshine's warmth is fading, and we feel like sorrow to each joyful place faith leads us, hand in hand and heart to heart, as each heart opens like a rose. In our innocence and trusting, we will go where our love flows. For like children and like flowers, we are sisters, we are brothers, whose laughter and whose loveliness can clear each cloudy day. With the music of the meadows and the colors of the rainbow, and the promise that our future is our blessing here today. So may our prayers be in our singing, in the moments of our freedom, from the world around us with its rules that will not bend, in our paintings and our poems, and in our barefoot dancing. May we share with every being all the love great Spirit sends, and we'll know our hearts are glowing. Yes, we'll know our hearts are glowing with a golden sun inside us and the guiding stars around us that are one with stars within, and know the wisdom of all children who have graceful ways like flowers in the wind. For like children and like flowers, we are sisters, we are brothers, whose laughter and whose loveliness can clear a cloudy day. With the music of the meadows and the colors of the rainbow, promise that our future is our blessing here today. So as the sound of the song fades, like a ringing gong, let's follow the silence into and through the spiral deep into our hearts, and let go any sense that the singer or the song is imperfect, because what we bring through us is the perfection of the miracle that we are here now on this, our mother planet Earth, in the actual days spoken of in the Bible, in the final book of the Bible. You could say apocalypses of the mind and revelations of the heart. And that the highest recommendation in the final book of the Bible is our salvation, our hope, our faith, our love, and our joy that we bring through by our own free choice into our life will come into our bodies, through our hearts, from spirit, through a spiral beyond our ability to see, from that which we are one with, which is in the roundness of the planet, in the roundness of the solar system, in the roundness of the galaxy, which is a pin dot of light in an infinite sea of similar light, which themselves are like nuclei in a huge, like limitless cathedral of love, in which we find our songs. So may this blessing song that came through John Denver, that water of the shower, be a blessing that keeps going on in today, through today. Today is here and now, touches every other moment in all time and space with the faith and hope and love and absolute confidence in our oneness with our Creator that we choose by our own free will at this moment that we make sacred, simply through remembrance. Amen, brothers and sisters.
Now I'd like to, I have here, these are some feathers that were, this red-tailed hawk feather that Bruce and I found on our way up to the Ness Creek Bluegrass Festival in 2012. And then there's a condor feather there from, it was gifted to me by one of our dear friends, Williak, and this is an eagle feather that Bruce, actually no it's not. it's a Schleich feather because we're on Facebook, right? So it's anyway. Yeah, Bruce gave me a Schleich feather. It's a rare bird. Has nothing to do with any trouble. Okay, so now that that's we would bring this to there's a little mouse there too, so you take care of every detail. And rainbows, because Bruce liked the rainbow as a universal symbol for everyone. And that we would take, he would love to do sharing circles. He loved to share, but he really loved the ceremony of sharing with others that were willing and able to share too. So I thought I would honor that and I mentioned we chatted, some people chatted before if you wanted to come up and say a few words. Some people have a poem of their own they might want to share, and or there's a small selection of the hundreds of poems Bruce wrote up here. Some people were looking through, but if you want to come up now and share something, a prayer, you're more than welcome. I'd be honored. I think Bruce would be honored. David and I were talking about the New York Times study that says people are more afraid of speaking in public than deaf. It's a good time to transcend your fears. So get on up. Who wants to go first? Speak, I mean, of course.
Go!
Daren, probably one of Bruce's most long-time friends that lives in Saskatchewan. He's the only one here that's known Bruce longer than me.
And that's kind of shocking, you know, when you realize, wow, that's a long time. So yeah, Bruce didn't have a fear of public speaking, that's for sure. And I learned some things from him, like to not be afraid of singing. Just to, not be afraid, just period. Because he was brave. But he could be a pain in the ass for sure. One of the first times I learned how to listen. I saw Bruce at a place called Cafe May in Toronto. They would have these open poetry nights. I didn't really know him then. And it was a preposterous cafe. It was by a theater. Like it was a German and a Japanese one. Post-World War II thought they'd open a German-Japanese fusion restaurant. Like what the hell were they thinking? But it was some success in its day, but he died and she kept going. But she was kind of this, sort of like grouchy caretaker, But she could do whatever she wanted. The place was paid for, and she had these poetry nights. So Bruce stepped up to the mic, and I'd never seen him before. And 45 minutes later, he was still there. yourself out there and, you know, not be afraid to be the fool. And not be afraid of the divine comedy of life. Because it can be. And I can't believe he's not here. I'm pissed off at him for leaving. But I'm grateful for the time that we had. And like I said, he really did. He taught me how to listen. Damn it, I'm gonna listen. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is David. I'm from Manitou Beach. Bruce came to Manitou Beach and he was one of us. He would come to our house a lot. Bruce was demanding. What a guy. There are things up with which he would not put. One of them was not paying attention when versification was afoot. That's a line from him. One day I was at the resort hotel and we assembled a poem because he saw some people who looked sad and others who looked, what he said was approaching unconsciousness, but he didn't mean they were falling asleep or something. They were not awake in the world. But we put a poem together and we played around with it back and forth. He just looked up the hill for me. And the poem is particularly resonant for me because learning of Bruce's death was a sad moment. But he talked to me about that moment. He said, oh, it's coming for you. It's coming for me. And the poem was about death. And so I'm going to read that today. This is 83.2% Bruce's poem and 26 I can't add anymore. Today he died. And by the way, this was not about him or me. It was about this woman he thought was so fascinating in this place we were sitting. He said, isn't she delicious? I said, Bruce, eyes on Buddha. He's a man of contrary imperatives. Today he died. She arrived at the porous ceremony. A eulogy announced that his body was done. When is it ever as easy as that, a dying and a forgetting? She asked the morning angels in the aisle. She implored morning light sneaking out in front of stars. She asked the fish finning downstream. There came as well to hear her speak a shadow man arriving at the wake, a heart beating red in his dripping pack. When she left, his soul followed furtively, pushing aside the water and the light in their way, both healing behind the intrusion and elegance of slow, eternal refolding. Alert as an officer on the field of fire, his dead eyes fastened on hers, they remembered at once the holiness of their happiness. There is nothing more mysterious, he said, than dying on this pained precipice. This cold pyre where love prevailed imperially and softened the carnage around the magistrates who reported all such warmth, warm as unknowable. Every perfect single flake of late snow passed slowly and without protest upon the warming earth of spring. We bandied that poem back and forth, I think, about 5 times before it took the final shape it did. And when I read it to Bruce finally, and I published it actually in a serial publication, a lit mag, and attributed it to Bruce and to me. And I said, Bruce, what is it about? He said, don't you remember her? She had such beautiful blue eyes. He was smitten with that woman in that room. The follow-up poem, and then have you done this? One more? Yeah, it's called Testament in Rock. And this is another Bruce poem in the sense that it was his idea. We were drinking tea. God, he drank a lot of tea. He must have had a cast iron bladder, that man. And we bandied about the concept, the imageic pieces, the imageic framework for this poem, and it took shape back and forth for most of last summer. And then it was finally done. Testament in Rock. They returned that. Now, the they is, of course, Bruce and the woman with blue eyes. She always appeared in our conversations, and I said, Bruce, you're fantasizing. He said, yes. That's right, Bruce. They returned that fall to their place under a pine canopy, where the footprints of lovers mutely endure below thin understory. They reclined close against a feldspar slab, scraped naked, abandoned by retreating ice. She heard him say as they lay there, God, let me let you in. He knew that pilgrims with small brushes centuries hence would brush traces of the frankincense their lungs breathed and find vestiges of her scent. He prayed for shoots of love to shoulder up from smothered dull roots, escaping veins of truth running close to the core. Testament of love locked down, hushed like slow magma, as softly as the weightless passing butterfly which alighted on their rock. They had clasped that day mortal love against their chests. So wounded were they then that no one could hurt them more or more again. One comment on this is that there are 4 allusions to 14th century poetry here that only Bruce would know about. If you had picked up on them, you get $1.95, Bruce would say, or a free tea. They, of course, referred to Geoffrey Chaucer and the idea of the dull roots of pain and love running close to the core. So I'll cherish these poems, both of which have been published, both of which are attributed to Bruce. And to me, it was a joint effort, but it was Bruce who was the inspirer. I was just the kind of wordsmithy guy. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. So I have started to write a longer story about my relationship with Bruce, but I'm just going to say what comes to mind. Ginelle has offered to read it on the 27th when you guys gather then. I actually fly out tomorrow to Costa Rica, so I hope everybody has a wonderful weather and they join together in community and fellowship, because that's how Bruce would want us to live our lives. And don't get so busy in the rat race, and get together and share some cheese. So I met Bruce, I believe it was in 2002, and he was renting a house up near Big River from a yoga friend of most of ours named Tyrone Demish. Ty had an organic food truck and he traveled the province, and I met Bruce in the driveway of his property, and he came up with a big bar of cheese, and then he started to flirt with me, and he had to show me all his books in his room, and he started to sing poetry to me, and Bruce was always present and completely there, and he loved to entertain people. If you were there and listening, you got a show. And we all know that. I don't need to reiterate that. We lived with Bruce a long time. Bruce and I ended up living in a house on 10th Street, and we had a really crazy landlord, and he named our house, it was so special, the memories from that house. Our landlord named our house the World Center for Joyful Healing. And if you Google that, there's some ridiculous videos of us with Dieter, and I don't know, there's about 5 different people, but they're pretty out there, those videos. Bruce always echoed to me that when we live in the heart and we stay patient and considerate with whatever's happening with us, we can give that to others. Oh, this is a cute story. You'll like this one. My mother is a really high maintenance, girly girl, and I took Bruce home for Christmas one year, and she came over to me and she's like, oh, I'm going to give him a bath. And I said, Mom, Bruce would be totally into that. So I told Bruce that, and he was like, oh, I'm going to start writing love songs to your mom. And then she wanted to cut his hair into his beard, and I said, be careful, he's a Scorpio, Mom. And he was there, we spent 5 days. We stayed at my grandma and grandpa German's house. He slept in my grandma and grandpa's bed after they they had been gone for quite a few years, but we didn't stay at my mom's. We had our own pad that was my grandma and grandpa's. But I had many adventures with Bruce that were pure heart. And I changed my middle name to Dawn after Bruce and I got close, because after we left the house that we rented together, I said to him, and the phoenix rises from the ashes and turns towards the dawn and lives towards the new day, not in the past. And I changed my name after Bruce and I lived together, so then they can't, steal my identity or something with my bank cards, whatever. Bruce would like that too. But we know that Bruce is already dancing in the Pure Land, and I think he would like, if it's okay with you, if we could do like a Paragate, Parastom Gate, Bodhisattva together. I think that would be nice. Yeah. With the guitar, maybe. I just felt that this morning. That's what I played for him when I wake up this morning. And the translation of that is gone, gone to the beyond, and it also means never born and never died. So that we sang that with Devil Pramil, which Bruce really loved Devil Pramil, and when Thich Nhat Hanh died, we sang that for him, and I thought Bruce would like that. So
maybe we do one can show people how it goes. Maybe just like a few phrases by each. So gate gate, paragate, parasangate, bodhiswaha, gate gate, paragate, parasangate, bodhiswaha. Gate gate paragate, parasangate bodhiswaha. Gate gate paragate, parasangate bodhiswaha. Yeah? That's good. Thank you. Thank you, Christine.
Okay, I've known Bruce, I think, about maybe 3 years now. And the first time I met him at Lazarowich Center, and we had a nice chat. And he asked me, I was wearing my eyes green and gold outfit, and then he's like, "You're a Rastaman?" So, well, I'm not a Rastaman, but I love reggae music and stuff. And he was really like, wow. Okay, man, I love reggae music too, so he asked me to sing him a song. So I sang him one of Bob Marley's songs, and he really loved it. Bruce was very inspiring, and all it takes for you to learn from him is just to chill with him for a little bit and listen to what he has to say. Sometimes some people think that he talks too much, but in all the talking, there is always a message. No matter what somebody is going to say to you, there is a message. All you got to do is just listen, and then you'll pick it up, whatever the message may be. And he always had a message in whatever he says. He always had a message that once you know and listen, you will get it. I'm going to just give a short tribute to Bruce, because he loves the drums a lot. He loves playing the drums, sitting and playing the drums, and always being somebody that likes to entertain. So this is for you, Uncle Bruce, right now. And I heard the voice of the Almighty say, brother, you are welcome home. I say, brother, you are welcome home. And I heard the voice of the Almighty my son, come.
I'm Michelle Coleman, and when John and I moved back here from Nova Scotia, I'm from here, moved from Nova Scotia in 2018, and Brian and Bruce were among the first people we met when we got back here. So, of course, as a lover of chanting and mantra and kirtan, we somehow found our way to each other, and very quickly we ended up forming a little group, and Bruce would come over to our place and we would chant mantras together. And during that time, of course, there was always wisdom that was shared and chants that were adapted from his heart. So I always remember now this mystical imp and that rainbow hat, a poet and a songwriter and an elder. Being here today, listening to everybody, he was definitely an elder in this community. He lived his life authentically. He was like the living, walking, breathing, singing poet, rainbow. He was inclusive, he was kind, he was compassionate, he was fierce in living his authentic life and truth. And so he lived his life showing us young guns how to be in this world right till his last day, living this truth. And hearing his voice earlier through the speakers, closing my eyes, I can imagine he was sitting in front of us, sharing all that wisdom that was naturally his to share. So dear Bruce, thank you for being an elder. Now you are an ancestor. And we will draw on your wisdom, we will draw on your poems and your beauty for all the days to come. And I feel so honored for the short time that we knew him, to have his essences live in us. We've been changed by them forever, and it's very clear that there's so many that felt the same. So I want to share one of his poems. I'm not sure now which one. Let's see which one comes through. It feels from today, this one. I'm surprised. This one's called Celebration, and it was revised in May 2012 to honor the infinitely expanding Saskatoon Rainbow Circle family. Celebration. Oh, friends and lovers, let us dance within this drama we have woven in the spirit of romance, from the many threads we've chosen, whether by design or chance, whether by design or chance. Oh, let us whirl within the web of love and fear and joy and sorrow, till our hearts set free our heads from yesterdays that weave tomorrows, out of old and worn out threads, out of old and worn out threads. Oh, let us laugh and let us cry with songs or mystic poetry, the ways we are reborn and die, the tragedy, the comedy, of when and where, of how and why, of when and where, and how and why. Oh, love, dispelling all our fears, you give us shelter from the storm, but yet you shatter all our mirrors and shake us when you change your form, to make us laugh amid the tears, to make us laugh amid the tears. Oh, friends and lovers, let us twirl in perfect time with moon and sun, until our sacred wings unfurl like petals round the inner one, who makes our spiral circle whirl, who makes our spiral circle whirl. Each one of us a star, a flower, flaming heart and radiant soul, a tear of God within God's shower, river, ocean, cloudy gold, becoming light and love and power, becoming light and love and power. And as the dance goes on and on, we'll lose our minds to find our hearts, receive the grace we thought was gone, conceive the whole from many parts. Give up the night, be given dawn. Give up the night, be given dawn.
Oh my goodness. Get a word in edgewise when we're talking about Bruce. I sat with Bruce a lot over the last decade in a lot of circles, and I learned how to walk away from somebody mid-sentence while they're talking from him. I didn't know how to do that before I met Bruce, and I love him like that, right? I really love him like that. There's a lot that can be said about Bruce, and there's a great way to honor him by going on and on, but that's not my way. At the end of meditation sessions, Bruce would say, "Please, can we do Paul de Lamo?" And then he would say, "Can we do one more?" So, we will. I'm going to start in English. I'll repeat one line. Those who want to repeat another line, they can repeat that line after me. I'm going to say it in Tibetan then. And then we're going to sing. For Bruce. To myself and all sentient beings. From here until eternity. I wish for us never to be separate from our secret female bikini. Whenever any obstacles arise, please remove them and grant us your protection. For those of you who know the words in Tibetan, Doksakine Seratam Chetu Sangwe Lama Kirtan Miteshin Parche Geke Senma Chechinya Teikun Lama Kirki Dokku So Joramo 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 Tingjo
I just asked Dr. Chong Wong to come and say a prayer. I've heard him say beautiful prayers before at a few gatherings that Bruce and I have been to, and he's gracefully accepted. I really put him on the spot, but I really feel like Bruce. I just felt my heart would really wanted to ask you, so I'm so glad you could be here and do this.
Let's join our hearts with Bruce's heart. As you know, Bruce is with us right now, in this room actually. So let's just join with him. I think you'll be pleased. I'll be just mouthpiece really. But I hope I reflect the whole group here. So please join with me and hold our hands, the hands of our hearts. Hold hands together with the hands of our heart, and just our love for him and for each other. Bruce, we thank you for being with us right now. We love you and we want to honor you, and we realize that you're more alive now than ever before. That we know you're already very alive. When we met with you, but now you're much more alive, much more free. Thank you for the example you've been to for each one of us. And we love you, and we'll always treasure you in our hearts, each one of us, with you. Thank you for being our friend, and you'll be forever in our hearts. Amen.
Public speaking. I'm Ginelle, and I met Bruce, I don't know, back at a San Mandela, where Lonesome had set up at the farmer's market, and it probably took a few more years before I got to get to know Bruce more in depth. And I guess I just wanted to take this opportunity to just acknowledge the gratitude that I feel for him. Because, I'm fundamentally quite an introvert. And Bruce was always extremely welcoming. And he was very verbose, but I actually appreciated that in many ways, because, he always had things to share. And there was a lot of ways in which he was always so inclusive and so welcoming. And oftentimes, if I showed up to a place and it wasn't comfortable in some way, shape, or form, Bruce was always present and was always happy to see you and wanted you there. And that was profound for me. And for all of his quirkiness, that was the best of him. And there was a part of him that was so interested in community and connection, and was beyond getting trapped in aspects of judgment. And not to say he didn't have his own fears, but he was profoundly loving. And I am happy for him in the sense that I truly believe that he is here and he is completely the loving being that he is.
wholly and entirely. And I feel like that is just a really beautiful way to be remembered. And I am excited to continue to gather and celebrate all of which he wanted to leave behind, because especially in his poetry, he really did tap into a sense of clarity and really wanted to convey some really beautiful ideas that I think has the capacity to enrich all of our lives in really wonderful ways. And I really appreciate that about Bruce and all that he shared and all the space that he made and all the ways that he was so welcoming and desiring for everybody to love and be loved. And yeah, I'm gonna miss him. He left me a phone message not long after probably New Year's Eve. I wish I could play it. I'm not sure if it would actually go, but he was just so chipper and hi Ginelle and expressing his appreciation, and it was just a wonderful example of what every message should be. Because that is officially his last message to me, and I will cherish it. Because, yeah, he was a wonderful friend, and ultimately, I feel like those are the kind of messages we should be sending to everybody all the time, and I'm forever grateful for his example. And really happy that everybody is celebrating him equally and differently. So, thank you.
Hi there. Good afternoon. My name is Shayne. I think I'd like to play a little song for our friend Bruce, if that's all right for you guys. I don't know if I can muster the eloquence that some of y'all did today here in speech, but it's very clear that the man that meant a lot to us. We used to pick Bruce up from time to time to take him to shows and concerts and stuff. But I think a lot of those times he was actually the one taking me to some of those shows, so I really appreciate it. He's one of the most supportive people. Definitely talkative, but you all went through that as well too. But one of the most supportive people I've come across in my life. So, Bruce, thanks for this, Brian. It's a cover of an old song too. There we go. You guys are welcome to play it.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Well, the night's forlorn, and the morning's morn. The morning shines with the lights of love. You would miss sunrise do. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, then I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain.
Was it harmonica, right?
Please with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine, and live. She's a sight to see. I traded her for mine. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? I wouldn't come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. And I would swim the seas for to ease your pain.
Well, we're gonna have to fly away soon. We've got the place rented till 5 o'clock. So. Figure I'll do a closing song. B and D, key of D. I'll Fly Away seems like a good one to do now. Just to mention, I forgot. I have copies actually. I forgot to put them out, or just didn't have time, or whatever. But there's an obituary and some of the schedules of getting together. I thought I'd just clarify tomorrow. If anyone does want to come here, we're going to meet here at 1:30 sharp and drive away with Bruce's body and take him to a crematorium just south of town. So there's enough people already coming to help carry Bruce in this beautiful box here, and so we got everything's taken care of. If you feel really called, like you want to be there, you're welcome to come. So that's tomorrow at 1:30, and then we're going to have the first ever Uncle Brother Bruce Festival on January 27th at the Grace Westminster United Church, where Bruce would go on Sundays, and they just really so warmly reached out to us and offered for us to have any kind of celebration of life gathering. He wanted there for us. So we're going to start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to go till 10 at night. There's going to be enough time for everyone to say something or play something, and probably more than once. And there's going to be food. We'll have time to eat and chat and time for jams. There's going to be an acoustic jamming room. There's going to be a mic and presentations. And by all means, if anyone wants to offer any ideas or something for that, we'll probably set it up like a potluck, so if you want to bring some food, and that'll be really great. So this is just the beginning of the party. Anyways, this is one that probably a lot of you might know how to sing with, and then we'll just wrap it up as soon as the song's done, because I think we're here till 5, so it's probably pretty close to 5 now. So thank you. I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm sure Bruce would be really happy to be watching this gathering and hearing it. And I know it's a cold day, and you might have not been sure if your car would start and all that, so I really appreciate that you all made it here. So.
When my journey's done,
for staying to the end. Bye everyone on Facebook.
That's the no, that's the be the wrong. Yeah.